Good morning. Today I want to talk about understanding and creating healthy energy interactions between people. Healthy interactions with others make you feel good, and unhealthy energy interactions, we don't tend to feel good. We don't always know why. And it's very important that we listen to that. If it's not right, if something doesn't feel right, it isn't right. So we come from the premise of understanding that all is energy, that energy interpenetrates everything, that we are energetic beings and that we interact with all things that are energetic. Humans, animals, plants, minerals, our planet, other planets, it's all energy. And energy is abundant. There is plenty. But unfortunately, because of the way our society works, we work from a premise of competing and that things are scarce and we have to compete for energy. And this is just not the case. And the reason for this is because many people are cut off or don't realize how to replenish their own energy. So they feel like they have to take it from other people, and we get into this sort of energy conflict, almost an energy war. And this is, unfortunately, a big part of human relations on our planet at the moment. And we are here to develop right human relations. And part of that is an understanding of energy and taking responsibility for your own energy and your own energy interactions in relations with others. And that's what I want to talk about today. So the reason that people no longer know how to replenish their own energy or don't practice this is because we have cut ourselves off from nature. And holistic living. We don't ground our energy. Many people live in buildings and cities and they have very little contact with nature, and they don't undergo practices. They don't practice things that ground you, like Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, meditation, or just getting out and being in nature without headphones, without talking to someone else, just connecting. There's also a huge imbalance in our culture between simply being and doing. There's a real emphasis on producing, on growth, on doing. And this is very masculine energy. The feminine is to be, to connect, and not do, to go inward. The masculine is to be expressive outward. And so this imbalance as well means that many people are constantly expressing outward, and they're depleting their energy to such a point that they're desperate for energy to recharge. Their vitality is low. And when I'm talking about energy in this way, I'm not talking about the energy we get from metabolizing food. I'm talking about our energy field and the energy that runs through our chakras, our meridians, our nadis, what we call our etheric body, our energy body. It's part of your aura. It's your vitality, your life force energy. In yoga, it's prana. In Chinese medicine, it's qi. In Japanese belief, it's ki. And when we were living more in contact with the land, we were in a natural cycle and relationship with energy, because to do with our planet, because nature is abundant in this vitality, this life force energy. You see it in the spring, you see the abundance, and this planet is an incredible giver of energy. There's plenty. The other thing is that people are caught up in their thoughts and they're not present in the here and now. And when you're caught up in your thoughts, you're usually operating from the past or projecting into the future. You're not just present here and now. And those thoughts take a lot of energy. And so when you're present here and now, you connect to the source of energy. That's one of the things with being mindful and present, is it energizes. The other thing that happens in our way of living is we've developed a relationship between power and energy. So people have realized that they can use energy to control others. And this is where power comes in, power over. When someone depletes your energy, they have power and they can have power and control over you. When they fill you with fear, fill your mind with fear, they can much more easily control and manipulate you. And we have these hierarchies of power going on in our society, that rather than a cooperative sharing of energy, we have this, I'll have energy, so I'll deplete you so that my energy is higher. I'll have more power and control so that you have less. And so this is another example of an imbalance that's creating an energy deficit in many people's lives. People are lacking vitality. They're lacking life force energy. And this means they're lacking, they don't feel, they lack purpose. When your energy is depleted, you can't think properly. You feel confused. You often forget what you were going to say or why you came somewhere. You just feel low. You feel very heavy. You don't feel light and abundant and energized and inspired. You feel all the opposite things to that. You feel overwhelmed. Life feels heavy. It feels too much. And this is all to do with your life force energy. But the good thing is that there's something you can do about it just by understanding. Now, I need to put a very important message here, and that is, if you fear, if you get really caught up in fearing that other people are taking your energy, you will attract that situation. So I don't want to install, oh my goodness, everyone's taking my energy. I'm coming from a position where I want you to understand, because we're all responsible for our own energy, and there's an abundance of energy. So you can always plug in and recharge your own energy. And in any energy interactions, it's just about setting boundaries with those who perhaps are not replenishing their own energy and therefore taking yours. Or they've got a lot of negative energy and they're like, well, maybe you can deal with this because I can't. So they're passing it on. And this has always happened and will always happen. So I don't want to create a fear around that, because that will just make things infinitely worse. We actually want to go into the opposite situation and realize, if someone's really depleting your energy, the best thing you can do is open to the universe and pour love and light their way. And then they won't need to anymore. And you will uplift yourself, because that love and light pours through you, and you'll uplift them. And so this is an understanding that many advanced masters know and in human relations. Realize that money is energy. So money is just neutral. Coins or gold or dollars or pounds are neutral, but they, in our society, they are an expression of energy. They are the flow of energy. We exchange our goods and services for money that enables us to exchange for goods and services. So this is the flow of energy. And this is where money has become linked to power as well. Now, whenever someone has your attention, energy follows thought. So energy also follows attention or consciousness. So when someone is holding your attention, there is a natural energy exchange between you and that person. And we give our attention to the people and the things we value. If we want to listen to something, we give it our attention. When we no longer want to, we withdraw our attention. We want to talk to someone, we give them our attention. There are some situations where we have almost contracted to give more attention, say when we're raising our children. Children need attention to grow and to develop and evolve and blossom into the beautiful beings they're going to be. But they require, there's an imbalance of attention from those, their caregivers, and that's natural. That's the way it should be. But anyone who's raised children knows that you get an abundance back. They keep you young and vital just with their vitality. So recognize that when someone is taking your energy, it's natural for there to be in human interactions an exchange of energy. So we're always exchanging energy with all living things, like I said. Sometimes it's more one way than another. Say a friend is upset, we will give them our time and attention and listen. And then next time we're upset, they'll give us. So sometimes it's quite natural for it to be out of balance. It's not so good if you have a friendship where it's always one way. And you'll start to feel that it just won't feel good, won't feel right. And maybe you can address that balance by setting some boundaries or just sort of changing situations subtly. If someone is sick, obviously we give more energy. And then when we need that extra help and support, it comes back our way. And like I said, with children, it's between children and adults. If you have paid to go and see someone or something, you have paid money energy and they give you whatever service. Maybe it's a music concert, maybe it's something like I'm doing here. There's an energy exchange. But when there's an imbalance, it can become unhealthy. And remember, we're here to develop right human relations. So if someone is forcing you to listen to them, and they do this in many ways, it might be there's a hierarchical power situation. They're your boss, so you have to listen to them. Or they're your parents, so you feel you should listen to them. Or, sometimes we're too polite. We don't know how to pull away and not give our attention. But quite often in say a two-way exchange, you can just subtly change a topic or ask another question or just start sharing something yourself. And if you find that as soon as you share, the other person jumps in and shares something of them, it's like it's doing this, and it starts to feel uncomfortable. True friendships and good relations, it's a two-way thing. And you feel uplifted, you feel inspired, and you feel good. You like spending time with that person. If you feel depleted and heavy and you can't remember what you wanted to say and you feel confused and after that energy exchange, it's not a healthy relationship, and you need to look at what you can do to change that. And sometimes ultimately you just have to pull away. Now, in a group situation, if you've got a group of people, whether it's a social situation or a more formal group, there'll be a natural flow of energy in the group. And you'll know this yourself if you've ever observed a group. When the next person's got something to say, the energy, if you had an energy ball, it just sort of moves to that person, and then it moves to this person, then it moves to this person. And the energy builds in the group and you all get different ideas. And quite often that building can create something far greater than the sum of the parts. And this is true group work. This is people working from honest intent with the highest good of all, or trying to solve a problem. If it was a business, you would have a meeting where ideas would build and people go, this, and you'd come up with something amazing. Or if it's an exchange between friends, someone might share something and then someone else shares something that helps that person, and then this person shares something that helps both of them, and it's really positive, and you come away thinking, wow, that was great. Now, if one person is holding forth and almost pulling other people into listening to their story, and when this happens, it's when someone speaks for too long. And then they go, and another thing, and I'll tell you about this. And they drop in something else that's a hook. And you'll see their body language. They'll start moving in. They'll start closing in. And that person is literally hoovering energy. They don't know they're doing it. They're doing it unconsciously. Most of this is unconscious. People do it because they maybe didn't get enough attention when in their childhood. They're in a situation where they don't get enough energy exchange. They don't know how to recharge their own energy. And, you know, I've seen a group of 4 or 5 people take over whole organizations in this way. And you might have witnessed the same. You've sort of almost seen something sabotaged by a small group of people who don't even know they're doing it often, but they come into a group and the way they just hoover up the energy and gradually take over, and the organization changes. So if you're paying someone to listen, or you're being paid to give something, there's already an energy exchange. So that changes things. This is more energy exchanges when it's voluntary, if you like. There's not any money energy involved, or sometimes there's a contractual arrangement, you know, on a higher level, and you are, you know, this might be, say, an elderly parent who's needing more help and support, and you're almost recognizing that when you were a child, the energy exchange went this way. So when you're there in later stages, there's a balancing up of that giving and receiving. And sometimes politeness, you know, someone grabs our attention and they keep talking and we want to pull away, or we're on the phone and we're like, oh, I need to go. Or we're FaceTiming someone, and if you're feeling drained by those situations, that's what's happening. We feel obliged to ring someone, not that we want to ring someone. There's some kind of duty involved, and this is all not so good for the energy. So when someone plays poor me or the victim, this is another pull. Oh, you know, you feel the energy, you feel them. They're pulling on your natural empathy and compassion, and that's fine. But when you start thinking, hey, hang on here, this feels more than just a healthy, you know, asking for my empathy or my help or my compassion. You know when someone's crossing boundaries and asking too much. Even if they're going through a really rough time, it might be that actually by people not responding in that way, they will have to go inward and find the strength and capabilities to pull themselves out of this poor me victim cycle they've got into. So sometimes we have to take the observer's view, and that's the key. If you're not sure what's going on, step back and just observe and let your intuition talk to you. And if it feels good and right, it is. And if it doesn't, it isn't. And then you can sort of work out maybe what's going on. If you've got a gut feel that you're being manipulated and controlled, you are. And then you just have to look at that. The fact that you've seen it, it's your higher self that's seen it, your true self has seen it, means you're already halfway there to solving that situation. When you're scared of someone and their anger, you're scared of their anger, you're scared of their disapproval, like a parent maybe, or a boss. Sometimes they will drain your energy to keep you compliant. And there are a lot of studies done about this in the war and in psychology, that, you know, if someone's fear can be used to manipulate minds. And if you bombard people with fear, I think it's for 2 months, you basically got their mind in your hand. Anything you say, they will do. And this is starting to get into not good intentions. These are people who understand energy and are actually using it in a manipulative way. People who moan all the time are pulling in your energy, especially if they're always moaning about, you know, the mother-in-law, or they're always moaning about some situation. Rather than going and fixing the situation, they're just moaning about it. And we can take a bit of that, but when it's incessant, we actually go off the person and pull away, because we're like, well, just go and sort it, go and do something. So positive, healthy interactions with people, you gain something, and often you gain learning and understanding. Yes, the person might be down, but you get insights into what's happened in their life, and you into how you can help them, and how, you know, even if they're in a bad way, it can still be a positive interaction. And this is where you really, how you feel is paramount to the true, because nobody can fake energy, and energy doesn't lie. So people's words can be anything, but if their words and their energy and actions are not congruent, are not lining up, then go with your gut on that one, because your intuitive intelligence is far greater than, we're all conditioned. Our minds and our thinking are all conditioned by our society and by the way our society works. Even the most enlightened person has been conditioned to ways of thinking, and it's only by stepping back into the observer and listening to your intuition that you step out of that conditioning. So remember, if you go into a situation where you were going to bring up an issue with someone or address something, and then suddenly you can't remember why you're here, you can't remember what you were going to say, there's an energy draining going on. And it might be that, you know, it might be that you haven't found the right way to say it yet. You know, you're going to say it from an angry place, not a place of compassion that they'll hear. Or it might just be that something else is going on. So just go away and have a think about the situation, and maybe you bring it up at a different time in a different way. So it's understanding the difference between power and power in our society, power over, where someone's up and someone's down, and empowered. So when you are empowered, you stand in your power, and it comes from your solar plexus chakra. It's a healthy, confident self-esteem, and you feel uplifted. You feel like you can let your light shine, and you can be all that you are. You're not delusional. You're quite, you know what your strengths are, you know what your weaknesses are, and you know where your boundaries are. And this is the key. You know that's yes to there, after that, that's no. Clear. Okay. Yes, no. There's my boundaries. You know, our immune system protects our physical boundaries. It determines what comes in and what the body doesn't want. And our immune system is linked to our energetic, emotional, mental boundaries. So if your immune system is constantly, if you're constantly coming down with things, constantly ill, your immune system's not working properly, you need to look at your boundaries with people, because the two are linked. Okay, healthy boundaries tends to create a healthy immune system, and vice versa. So when you are empowered, when you stand in your light, you empower everyone around you. So there's no hierarchy. There's you enable everyone around you to step into their light, to step into all they are, to feel inspired and uplifted, to feel motivated. If you're clear on your life purpose and who you are, you help them to be clear on theirs. And this comes from someone who is empowered, has worked out how to recharge their own energy. They're in touch with the natural cycles of things. They're in touch with the flow of energy, and they know who they are. They're happy in their own skin. They know who they are. Doesn't mean they're perfect at all. They could probably list for you their faults and things they're still working on, but they know their strengths, and they know the areas they can help people. They know, you know, they're knowledgeable. Man, know thyself. They're self-aware. And this is really why we're here, to become ever more self-aware, so that we can help others become ever more self-aware, so we all lift our vibration and evolve and start living in the way that we could do. So you need to take responsibility for recharging your own energy. Every person on the planet will eventually evolve to take responsibility for their own energy. So we're not looking to other people. We're not going on spas and having treatments to recharge our energy. Yes, we can have those things, but not if that's our only way of recharging. We're not recharging with other people. We're actually recharging ourselves. We're not relying on other people to recharge us. We are taking ownership of our own energy. Now, this is rare, but it's increasing. People are starting to become aware of this. They're starting to understand. If you know the difference between introverts and extroverts, so the definition of an introvert is someone who, to recharge, has to be on their own. So they recharge on their own. They might seem like quite an extroverted personality. I'm an introvert. I can be as extroverted in a group of people and as confident as you like. But if I need to recharge, I have to be away from people. And for me, I need to be in nature. I need to have a certain amount of time on my own to recharge. And then I can go back into the group and my cup is full. I can give. And then I go back. And that way, my cup is always being recharged so that I can give. And there's a flow of energy. And this is the feminine. We all have the feminine within us. This is the natural flow of nature. People who are more extroverted recharge around other people. And they find being in a group of people really energizes them. They love the buzz of cities and all the energy in a large group. And this is normal. This is normal interactions of energy. But if you recognize that you are an extrovert, maybe look at ways you could start recharging your own energy. Because if you take energy from others too much, they will pull away from you. And those interactions and connections you're seeking with others won't feel true or real or very deep. They'll feel superficial. And this leads to a life of feeling lost and without purpose and without true connection and belonging. And it might sort of go back to childhood feelings where, there were dynamics in your family to do with energy that weren't healthy. So when you recharge yourself, people don't find you threatening. They find you, they're almost attracted to you. You're a beacon of energy. It's not they're attracted to you to take your energy. They're more attracted to you to know, how do you feel like that? How do you radiate? I can remember being in a seminar with quite a well-known spiritual guru, and he singled me out and said, "What do you do?" It was quite embarrassing in a group of people, sort of, "What do you do?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Your energy, what do you do?" And I said, yoga and meditation. And he'd obviously had awareness enough to recognize that my energy was such that he knew I was doing something to recharge my energy. He could feel that, sense that, and people do. You're not threatening when your energy is healthy. So this energy I'm talking about, this life force energy, originally comes from the sun. It's prana, it's chi. If you sit in the sun, you recharge like a battery. You don't have to sit in the sun for long. And some people can sit in the sun for longer than others, but you literally, it's like a battery filling up. Putting your feet in natural water, in the sea, in a river, in a lake, recharges our energy, because energy flows, water flows. When your skin is in touch with the earth or in touch with nature, with animals, with trees, with plants, gardening, growing, hugging trees, playing with your pets, caring for animals, walking barefoot on the earth. You think our indigenous cultures do so much more of this. Walking in shoes on concrete does not ground your energy like walking bare feet on the earth. And, your energy, when you just stand on the earth in bare feet, your energy, I've seen the scientific studies where your whole energy right through recharges in about a minute. Takes about a minute, maybe 2 to be supercharged. And that's just doing that regularly. Doing things like energy things, like Tai Chi, like Qigong, like yoga, meditation. Looking at the energy quality of the food you eat, not processed, not overly cooked, not microwaved, as organic and fresh and natural as you can manage, as wholesome as you can manage. Looking at your energy environment. If there's an argument in the room, open all the doors and windows, let the energy out. If there's conflict, if you're living in constant conflict with someone in your living environment, it will be depleting your energy, and you will become sort of wanting to pull energy from others. You need to sort of address the situation and have your own energy recharging practices that you do regularly. When energy is flowing, we are more creative, we are more abundant. It opens us up to a fulfilling life. Whenever you do something that you enjoy, it fills you with joy, this super recharges your energy. And it's not the pursuit of pleasure. It's something where energy flows through you. You lose track of time. You just enjoy doing it. It might be pottering in the garden. It might be that you enjoy cleaning your house. It doesn't have to be a big, expensive thing. It's just spending time doing things you enjoy. It might be just listening to music, or just putting your headphones on and listening to a book, or just reading a book. It can be things that nourish you, and you will know what nourishes you from an energy point of view, because you know how you feel after you do it. You know, there are plenty of especially now, you can listen to music created at certain frequencies that recharge your energy. But there's nothing like doing something you love. If you love getting out in nature and walking, put it into your timetable and make it a priority, because that's recharging your energy. And that will mean that you are more effective, more efficient, nicer to be around, more balanced, healthier, happier all the time, just for that time you took to do what you enjoy. When you're in harmony, you adapt to the frequencies around you. So we're vibrational, energetic beings. And when you're in harmony, when you do something that has a higher frequency, your frequency raises. So when you listen to music that you love, it lifts your energy. When you dance like nobody's watching, it lifts your energy. When you're in good company and that beautiful flow of inspiring connection is happening, this lifts your energy. When you're out in nature, certain books and films will just, stories about inspiring people who have overcome challenges, lifts our energy. Sleep and relaxation, pure water, drinking, washing. If you've got a lot of negative energy, as you have a shower, imagine it's washing away to help you deal with that heavy energy, to give you insight into what needs to change so that your energy is flowing again and it's lighter. If you are in a situation where you feel fearful because you're in a situation, an energy situation, you suddenly realize that someone's really not a good person to be around, or you're experiencing energies, from different dimensions or astral projections or what have you. If you're in a fearful energy situation, you think, oh, the worst thing you can do is be more fearful. So what you do is you just connect to the love in your heart. You feel like you open your crown to the love and light in the universe. It pours into you and pours out from you. Like you become a blaze of love and light. And this will protect you from anything. And it will help to change the situation for the good. So that's sort of a first aid. That's if you're ever in a situation, you're in an argument that's going to a place where you don't want it, you're actually starting to get fearful. You're out, you're in a fearful situation. Blast love and light. It's the opposite to what we do. We want to contract and be fearful. Do the opposite, and you'll be amazed at the different result. Someone who's really coming at you from not a nice position can just calm. It just changes the whole thing because you're doing that consciously. You're recognizing what's going on. So that's just something to be aware of. But I don't want fear to, if you start getting fearful of all of your energy interactions in the world, you'll just attract fearful energy interactions. If you are, in a happy heart, that's what you will attract. If you're recharging your own energies, you'll be a nice person to be around of high vibration, and you'll attract other nice people of high vibration, and you attract good quality interactions with people. So it's about taking responsibility. It's not asking other people. It's not looking for another guru or another course or another book to sort you. It's just sorting your own energy and taking responsibility for it, and taking ownership of it. And to be honest, it's empowering. Yes, it's difficult when you're in a pattern, other patterns, but like any bad habit, once you break that pattern, you step into something you didn't even realize you could be. So I'm going to leave that there, and we're going to do a meditation now just to practice filling with love and light. And remember, it comes through you and then from you. So you get the first benefit. Right, sitting comfortably, spine reasonably upright, feet on the floor, ideally uncrossed. It's nice in meditation to have your left hand, your right hand supported by your left, so the masculine is supported by the feminine, and they connect. Okay, this is a very balancing mudra. Another one, if you're feeling like you need empowerment, this is a mudra for empowerment. You can just, your masculine and feminine, the yin and the yang are coming together in that central point of balance. And this empowers because of the space between. You're opening to create space. So either of those are good. Or this one, where you just recognize the cycles, your connection to one and all. So those are some mudras that can help. So whichever one intuitively your fingers go into is the best. Okay, gently close your eyes. Just let everything that I've talked about go, because what you need will be already in there for your wisdom. And everything I've talked about is you already know on some level. I'm just reminding you. Now send an energy connection down into the earth, so through your feet or through the base of your spine. So we're connecting with her beautiful energy of abundance. The earth absorbs prana or chi from the sun. She's an abundant source of beautiful energy. So just connect to that abundance. Become aware of your body sitting on the chair. Be aware of the clothes on your skin. And this just brings you into the present moment. So you're mindful, you're aware. Be aware of the sounds in your environment. So you become the observer. Now take your awareness to your breath. Now ideally, if you can breathe through your nose, that's better. But just breathe in whatever way is comfortable. And just observe the breath. So let your mind rest very gently on the breath. With each cycle, just let the breath get a little deeper, slowing down. You're just aware of the breath coming in through your nostrils and leaving through your nostrils. As you focus on the breath, you'll find your awareness turning inward so that you're watching yourself breathe from inside of yourself. If it's comfortable to breathe down into your belly, letting your tummy fill with air with the in-breath, gently bringing it back towards your body as you breathe out. But the key is to find your own rhythm. You're tuning into your natural energy, vibration, and frequency through your breathing. If your mind wanders, as soon as you realize, just gently bring it back to the breath. You start to feel your body relaxing. There's more space in your mind. And you can simply observe the breath. And you become aware of thoughts passing through your mind, but you're just observing them. Now bring your awareness to the center of your chest. And this is the area of your heart chakra, between your breastbone and your spine, extending out in front of your body and behind your body. And I want you to imagine a beautiful lotus bud, cerise pink, in the center of your heart. And as you breathe, that beautiful lotus bud is slowly opening. And there's an opening, free feeling in your chest, an expansive feeling. As that beautiful flower opens to reveal 6 perfectly formed, beautiful petals. Now I invite you to open to the energies and the flow of love and light in the universe. And imagine that it's pouring down through your crown into your heart chakra. From your heart, it radiates out through your whole physical body. So love and light, healing love and light are pouring down. The heart acts like a vessel to collect this love and light and then radiate it out. It distributes it through your whole physical body. So as you breathe, just allow this to happen. Your whole physical body is filling with light, with the vibration of love, which is one of the highest vibrations, if not the highest. And as your physical body fills with this love and light, let it radiate out into the energy field, the aura that surrounds your physical body. Let it permeate all of the energy pathways in your subtle energy body, filling your energy centers with vitality. Clearing your mind, bringing peace and joy to your emotional self. You are like a beacon of love, beacon of light. If any contraction arises in your body or any emotional energy, just feel like you can just let that go, just surrender to letting it go. It'll just be the love and light clearing any pathways that are perhaps blocked by unresolved energies. If there's a feeling of tightness anywhere in your body, this is a sign that there is some energy blocked. And you can perhaps in meditation go into that energy and just explore what might be causing that lack of flow. The energy from the earth is coming up through your feet. Energy from the universe is pouring down through your crown. And you are radiating this beautiful energy from your heart. And it heals you first and foremost, as then it pours out into the world to help to lift and heal others. And imagine that your energy connects with all others at this level of love and light, so that we connect as souls, helping to heal all the personality differences and difficulties in human relations and interactions. You may get intuitive insights pop into your mind, a feeling in your heart, or a gut feeling in your belly. Just acknowledge and listen to those. They will have a different quality to your usual thoughts, and they're often symbolic in nature. And now gently start to come back into an awareness of your physical body. To still enable our energy field to be filled with love and light, but we're going to just come back into our physicality. To just start to move, becoming aware of your body sitting on the chair. Keeping your eyes closed for a moment, but just coming back into the physical, into the here and now, connected, into the physical realm. I'm going to invite you to open your eyes in a moment, but I want you to open your eyes, and as you do, you allow that love and light to pour forth through your eyes, and you will see the world in a different way. So just have that intention, and when you're ready, just open your eyes, and they will be the eyes of your soul. And just notice how you feel, because that is energy, and energy is truth. So I hope that has been useful today. I wish you well. Namaste.